someone is saying and doing in the present. It's just ripping off the scab of an old scar. And so just the ability to step back and study the trigger and then make the clear connection, oh, that reminded me of when I was so young and my mom or my dad did X, Y, and Z. Not to blame anyone, but just to be aware of what your trigger is about. Once you're able to make that connection, it's so much easier then not to blame the person who's in front of you. You were just a catalyst to help me realize what piece of myself still is injured and needs healing.
Right.
Yeah, we're on the same page, girl. So the next chapter I love so much is becoming the hero. And you talk about seeing yourself as a hero without becoming, smug or conceited. So would you talk a little more about that?
I will. When I had my school, the second year in, some of my students very lovingly and jokingly started to call me the Dottie Lama because my nickname is Dottie. So
Dottie Lama. That's adorable.
Dottie Lama. And I thought it was really quite funny. I thought, oh, my goodness, how sacrilegious, but also how funny. And I laughed at it until a few years in, a student, now my students are all adults. They're physicians, nurses, occupational therapists, and so forth, or adults in other professions. And one of them came up to me in the hallway, and I was walking with one of my teachers. She's teaching, I think, my freshman class. We were walking down the hallway, and the student said to me, "May I touch you?" And I thought, certainly. And I'm thinking there's a tag up in the back of my blouse or something, and, living alone, anything is possible. And I said, certainly, thank you. And she touched my arm, and she turned to her girlfriend, and she said, I touched her.
Oh, my goodness.
And I thought, oh, my goodness, this is no longer the funny. That's cute. They call me the Dottie Lama. And my girlfriend and I walked outside, and she said, we need to look at this. I think this woman, because I looked at her and I said, oh, my goodness, Denise, that was so odd. That was so different. This is me. I'm just Dottie from the projects. And she said, wait a minute. To her, you are everything she wants to be and doesn't know she can become.
Mm-hmm. She can see it in you. It's a reflection of herself. Mm-hmm.
She needs you to be her hero at the moment until you can help her see that she already possesses what she is idolizing in you.
That's right. That's right.
And when
That's
I
beautiful.
stepped back and could own that, there was a beauty in that. There was an absolute humility in that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when we become willing to become somebody's hero, certainly that needs to be temporary. But we need to own the fact that at this moment, from how they see us, we have become the person they want to be. And to me, that puts the onus on us to support them. This is we are all walking this journey together. It becomes the onus on us to support them becoming everything they see us to be. Because they are not...
Them become their own hero butterflies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And allow them to recognize they already possess everything they see in me. And they couldn't see it in me unless they already could identify with it.
That's right. Right. And then in the next chapter, which is called Our Shadow Side, this is a real big thing because, for the good girls, as we both know, there's a pattern of I'm going to shut up, but then I'll blow up, and then I become a bitch and all the stereotypic horrible, things that we say about women because you're so busy being a good girl and then you're a loose cannon. So to be able to break that cycle, you really help break it down to identify that dark side, the shadow side, just the negative feelings, the anger, the life force, really.
Yeah, because that's all it is. The shadow side is that part of ourselves that we hate and want to deny to ourselves and to everybody else exists. And when you deny that, when I get angry, I can really be a son of a bee. When I get pushed, I can really go into collapse. When I get exhausted, I can go into overwhelmed and then become dysfunctional. When I can own all of those things, I'm not going to deny it when it shows up. I'm going to deal with it. And the fact is, if I become a son of a bee when I feel cornered or pushed in some way, and I want to pretend I'm not, I never get to resolve the issue that had me feeling pushed in the corner to begin with. So that situation will occur again and again and again. And until I can say, whoa, that really made me want to come out fighting, if not come out deadly. I need to look at what is it that happened that brought all of that power and that force up in me that I was thinking of using destructively. If I can identify that, I can use all of that force, all of that energy constructively.
Exactly. To channel it into a constructive communication or act, that's the power of the butterfly with wings expanded. And a lot of times I'll say to people, anger is not a bad or good or wrong or right emotion. What you do with it may be dysfunctional or bad, if you want to pass a label. But to me, it's just a warning light, a smoke alarm that your psychological toes have been stepped on, nothing more. And then if you use the raw emotion and channel it, like you're saying, to say, what am I going to do with this that's going to be constructive for me, the other person, and our relationship, you are empowered. Because you just never give the raw feeling. You filter the raw feeling through that imaginary sieve of your intellect and only channel it into a constructive communication. That's how you use the shadow side or the anger for the empowerment of yourself and the improvement of the world.
And we're back into also, and I agree with you completely, and we're back into also, one of my phrases that I say frequently is humor and faith are the necessary tools for this journey. When you can bring humor into it, and I use this as an example when I speak because it's real. I remember waiting in line at the grocery store, and somebody in front of me was doing something. And I got so righteously angry that I thought, I want to slap that sucker on both sides of his head. And then I started laughing at myself, thinking, you are so close to sainthood, just a few million miles away. Take a deep breath. And let's look at this again.
Take a deep breath, Dalai Lama.
And back up a few million miles, because who on earth do you think you are, for starters? But then also looking at this anger theoretically popped out of nowhere. And what happened is it was an old issue that I saw him treating somebody badly, and I didn't like that. But here it was, I could laugh at myself and say, you still do have some work to go, darling, so take a deep breath. There's a little bit more personal development that's needed here. And in laughing at that, forgive myself for spontaneously getting angry over something I hadn't even envisioned or thought about, and then laugh at my own humanity that out of nowhere this popped up. And
exactly. You have to be kind and gentle with your humanity. Can you believe we're at the end of the show?
Oh, my goodness. Look at how
I can't even believe how, time flies when you're in the spirit realm. And we were literally floating in the heavens together. So, and I want to make sure in the last minute, everybody knows how to find you, all your coordinates, your website, your social media, what you would like to promote. So please share that now so we don't have an aborted ending.
Oh, I would love to. They can reach me at my website, obviously, which is askdrdorothy.com, askdrdorothy.com, or an email, dorothy@askdrdorothy.com. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all of those, the standard Pinterest, the standard social media sites, to really help get this message out there that we need to honor who we are as men and women. And through this book, as real women who are out here to change the world, we need to recognize that all of this self-betrayal does not help us or anybody else to be in a healthy relationship with us. That's truly the message, is getting it out there. I'm also going to be doing a spiritual retreat for leaders to Machu Picchu sometime in the fall. And really would love to support others who are willing to risk walking into spiritual sites energetically, because to me everything is energy, to let that energy come alive and take them to levels of self-awareness they never knew before.
Travel with Dottie Dorothy to Machu Picchu. And here's another synchronicity. Jean wanted to take me to Machu Picchu. So there we are. We come full circle. We have to end on this note. Don't hang up. I want to say a couple words with you after we're clear and off air. So stay with me for a sec. That's all I have for you today. Spread your wings, my dear butterflies. I'll see you next time on Love Never Dies Radio.
This is Dream Vision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.